Oh, welcome. It's your first ever
Thanks for
Chotcast.
thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're like the first one on my mind. I was like, okay.
Hey, I am honored to be the first guest, honestly. Thank you for having me, honestly.
Okay. Hmm. I was trying to think of like what drink you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I I uh I got ketchup.
Laura's Laura's an easy girl. She'll put anything in her mouth. The ketchup, the wine,
That's not
whiskey.
wine.
It's not. Oh, that's
No.
that blood, or is that ketchup mixed with water?
It's fine. I mean, if you don't want it, if you don't want,
Well,
I'll have it. It's fine. Don't worry.
I mean, I don't mind taking a sip,
Okay.
but I
Hmm.
want you to drink it first to make sure you didn't poison it.
No trust. All right, perfect. You know, I chose a game out that like I'll like display how well we work together too. It's it's not looking good.
We'll work through our trust issues if there are any. We'll see.
Yeah, because like we're usually RPing. I can't tell if that's like our
I'm always
bond
RPing.
even now.
I don't think I can turn it off, Crystal. I'll be honest. Bits are kind of my shtick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just the big question is, who is your self insert?
Ooh.
I actually want to run down through all your characters first, because like we know we
Oh, sure.
yeah.
I don't have many of them. Uh, I made Bloom. Well, I made quite a few characters before I made Bloom. I think my first character state ID was 7777.
Mm-hmm.
So that's roughly how long I've been on the server. March of 21, I guess. Yeah,
That's
definitely
four
would have been
digits.
21.
That's
Yep,
like
four
really
digits.
early. Mm-hmm.
Yep, four digits. And I played around with a few characters that don't really even need to be mentioned. I mean, I just played around with characters. I met Afro on one character and Apple on one character, and then I
Oh,
worked at
great
a
RPers
DigiDen with
too.
them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun. So I did that a lot. There's some early clips of me on that character. Um,
Can I ask what the name
cannot even
was?
remember his name. I'm
What?
trying to remember. He was a homeless model. Oh man, it might come to me. Some I doubt anyone in my chat knows or has been watching that long. But he was a homeless model,
Mm-hmm.
and Afro on Jacob paid him in sandwiches to scare people away from the Digiden
A great
NPC.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted people to call him and other workers and stop using the NPC. So I just stole bikes, surrounded the NPC with bikes, and yelled at people all day. It was a good gimmick.
Mm.
Fast forward a few characters, I made Bloom. Obvious play on Nightcrawler for those of you that it's a great movie, one of my favorite movies, top 5 easily. And I was like, you know what, the backstory of Lewis Bloom is not explored. That's part of the character, is how he's just a guy, so why
Mm-hmm.
don't I make a character and come up with the story as I go? And so that's what I've been doing. uh I play Hooker after that. Hooker was a one life character that got instantly killed by Anthony Z on Tony Corleone and some other guy that I can't remember. And I was gonna perma him, and then a bunch of his chat hopped to me and were like, "No,
No,
don't.
don't.
This is a funny
But
character.
why?
Don't." So then I changed my perma condition to getting prostitution, and I still haven't gotten it. To this day, I have
Oh,
still not gotten
is
prostitution.
that condition still?
I don't know.
Who knows
Everyone's gonna
now?
have to watch to find out. I mean, I've tried to get it I've tried to get it so much, and
A
I just
surprise too.
yeah, I still have not gotten it. I made a Littleman. I think I was they might correct me, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was the first person invited by Troms and Miles to make
Oh, I
a
wouldn't be
Littleman with
surprised.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a Littleman called Rim Littleman, RIM.
Mm-hmm.
Had a blast with them.
Gollum too.
Uh,
Gem.
Yeah, yeah, I met her at the family reunion. That was fun. Family reunion was a lot of fun.
Oh.
And then the only other character of note is one everyone in my chat, and funnily enough, criminals recently, by the way, I've had people DMing me to play Crim, have been asking me to
Oh?
play. His name is Vern. He's the very
Oh.
first character I ever role played. Vern Harrison. I played him in Santos RP, which is where I met Chief. Chief just, I keep having to remind that drunk bastard that we've known each other for years. Not known each other, but we like played a few times together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those are pretty much my only memorable characters. And one of them I've only logged on to make him, and that's Vern.
Oh, did Vern get into anything yet?
No, he's supposed to be my criminal that actually does high
Oh, I do this.
mechanic crime.
Yeah,
Because
I got one like that too that I don't really
exactly.
play. Mine was Swan, but it's kind of tough
Swan was
starting
good.
out.
I watched Swan. It was very cozy streams watching Rooster's Rest stuff and
Oh
but
yeah. It's a
I have an
cringe
issue with
issue.
yeah. I like the cringe texting and bits that you did on Swan just saying, and the cursing. That was
Oh yeah.
off-putting. That was
Oh, that
I
was a
like it though.
bad one. Yeah. Listen, if I didn't stream the next day, yeah. That.
But
I
my
had received some
issue
text. Oh yeah. Go
with
on.
Vern is that everyone's gonna tell me how to do everything, and I still don't know how to boost. I don't know how to rob banks. I don't know anything. I don't want to figure that out organically, and I think that's just impossible with the
Oh,
current
that's
state of
so
the server.
hard.
So
That makes sense.
yeah,
Usually they're like,
even if
oh, you
I
do this, you do that. It's like
yeah,
shortcut.
even if I get with a solid group of RPers like the HOA, the Bang Boys, BBMC, like any of these solid RP groups, because
Mm-hmm.
I would like to feel I have good relationships with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even though we're good friends, I feel like they'd still just info dump me, and I don't want that.
It's so
So that's
experiencing those type of stuff. It's like nothing to them anymore. It's like so much to your character.
I'd have to I'd have to play criminal at the start of a reset or of a new server is what would have to happen
Mm-hmm.
for me to truly enjoy it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mentioned Afro earlier. I was like, I always thought like he helped me get started up a bit too. I like how he was like, what do you call it? Bring like opportunities through like what he does. Brings more RP out of it. I always enjoy
He's
stuff
really
like
good. He's
that.
really good at highlighting other people too.
He has like big supporting character as well. I think I heard him talk about himself as well. How he likes to support and give out
I
RP to others.
I remember I met him at a Korean barbecue one of my first weeks out in Texas with Penta and all them, and
Yeah.
he looked at me and I shook his hand and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, I told him my name and I was like, "But I guess we're like it's this weird thing where it's like, do I introduce my alias of Moosebrother? Do I say Jordan? I don't know what to do here."
I'm Hooker.
So I was like, "Hey, I'm Jordan," and he's like, "Oh, hey, what do you do?" And I was like, well, I'm Moosebrother," and he goes, "No way." Hooker's voice comes from you. And I was like, yeah. And and all night he was just like, nah, man, I don't believe it. So
Just
he made me
Thursday
do it
like
you made me do it like 3 times. He's like, do the voice, man.
in public.
Yeah, we were well, thankfully we were in a private room of Korean barbecue. So I mean I didn't mind. I don't really get embarrassed in public, so I'll do Hooker voice in public if someone asks. So yeah, he's a really solid RPer. I like Afro.
Yeah, I met him a few times as well. Amsterdam, San Diego, I think too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mentioned Korean barbecue. I remember. I remember that thing we talked about with Roy. No,
I'm trying to
Roy
remember.
Armstrong.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah, the boy. What about him?
you say one day, us three, we go get some Korean barbecue too, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I'm down. I just had it again, and I will leave right now to go get Korean barbecue
I
if you
know
want
it's
to
so
buy
good.
a flight. Like it's so good. It is so good.
Next month, next month.
Yes.
You
Yes.
going,
When we're in
right?
Vegas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought my ticket last night. I did not buy the party pass because they're sold out, and
Oh, same. Don't worry.
I'm a
We're like our own
lazy
party.
person. Yep. I did hear that I'm not missing out on much, and the party sucks.
Oh yeah, usually
Penta,
parties is usually better to kind of make your own.
yeah, So this is my first con. I've never gone to a con of any kind. No
Uh-huh.
Comic Con, no nothing. And I was talking to the gang about it, Kyle, Penta, and all of them, and they were like, a lot of the old heads are a bit jaded, and they're like, oh, the cons aren't as good as they used to be. But as soon as they learned that I haven't been to one, they said that I need to go. They're like, you need to
They
go to
come
the
along with
con.
you, at least?
Definitely not Kyle. No,
Uh,
definitely not Kyle.
yeah, I remember
Unless
hearing.
there's unless there's some incentive like an IRL stream or an idea. I'm not going to speak for Penta and them, but I don't think they are. Just from what I've heard, there was a bit of a plan to do an RV trip down there and live stream it all, and that is definitely not happening anymore. I can say that we are no longer doing the RV trip. Uh,
Uh,
Everyone's just afraid of getting sick. That I will
oh, that
say.
makes sense.
Everyone's afraid of getting sick, which yeah, I don't think anyone wants to get sick, especially in the cooler months as it starts to get cooler, because then it's just a big pain.
Hmm.
Everyone wants to stay inside and stream and not be sick, and I can't blame them. But I haven't been to a con before, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone that I ruin their lives and throw in jail. I think that's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, it'll be
Yep.
it'll be an experience. Yeah, I got sick in Amsterdam, I think, but San Diego, luckily I did not. I got so
uh,
lucky.
I'm not gonna jinx myself, but I hope I'll be good. Is what I'll say. I hope I'll be good.
Hmm. It gets me going out. I think going out's good for us. You know, we're usually stuck in house all day.
100%. That's the benefit of living here with everyone is we make a habit of going out once every couple weeks minimum and
Oh,
seeing each other and whatnot. So that's I'd say that's a very that's one of the big bonuses of living in Austin is just, hey, I RP with you every day. How about we
hmm.
go grab a drink? How about we go get dinner? I've lived here since January and I
Yeah, you
still have
live
not
there.
hung out with Burn one on one, and we keep missing each other. We've hung out in groups, but like
Hmm.
we keep like inviting each other to stuff and we keep missing each other. It's a shame.
It reminds me, I got sent of the pictures from when we were in London. I keep forgetting. He's like, Crystal, you gotta send me those pictures. I'm like, okay. That
Have you
happens.
done the thing? Have you
A
done the
kiwi?
thing that yep, the kiwi. You knew
Yeah.
exactly what I was talking about. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I was supposed to eat the kiwi with ket.
Mm,
Now he wants me to have ketchup on it as
yeah.
a as a as a thing for losing a game he played. Takes Two,
Mm.
and he said I was gonna do it in London, but he was like, no. If you come to Vegas, we'll do it. He's like he's trying to get me to
Oh yeah.
like make sure I do go there, type of thing, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully when I go there, I'll get that done.
Well, hell yeah.
It has,
Two party pass list streamers. We're
you
gonna
know,
make our own party.
yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure maybe Vern doesn't have a thing. We could sort something out.
Oh yeah,
How's it been
easily.
since the move though? Like the change
Oh,
it's been.
I love it. It's been my family has seen me and they're just like, you're so much happier. I visited Louisiana twice since moving here.
Hmm.
Both not really my choice. I mean it's my choice, but my dad's starting a business and I just kind of wanted to go and help him. Or rather he asked for my help and internally rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh, I just moved to Texas. I don't want to
Yeah,
leave. So I already flew back twice, and both times, like my
flying is
first time,
rough.
I didn't see any friends because I was only gone a month, and my family was like, "Oh my god, you're like so obviously happier," which I didn't realize it, but I am a lot happier than I was in Louisiana. And then when I went in March or May, no, I went in May. Uh, I saw some friends that have no clue what I did. Like they don't even know why I moved to Austin. Uh, so they were just
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, like you seem very happy," and I was just like, "Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I am." So I am living my best life.
Hell yeah.
Uh, I have a bed on the floor without a bed frame. I'm struggling to pick
Oh,
furniture because we have a
uh-huh.
cat that I know that's gonna tear it up.
Got cats.
Yeah,
Name?
Charles. His name is Charles.
Little Charlie.
Yep, little Charlie. He's a good orange cat. Big fluff ball. Oh, he's not very
Uh-huh.
fluffy. He's a short haired, but you know he's a fluff ball. No, so yeah, I'm it's a simple life, but it's a good life.
Yeah, good life. I mean, you got
Lots of
good people
streaming, lots of hanging out with friends. Oh yeah.
surrounding you who also can like
Hmm.
help you up, especially like in the same space. Imagine it's like a lot you can learn from them because a lot of who you're staying with, I imagine, are like super experienced in all this stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, almost everyone. It's a night. I mean, every single day it felt like I was when Trav was out here staying at Kyle's, we were in Penta's old house, myself and Kermodo, and that was very close to Kyle's old house.
Mm-hmm.
So every single day I'd go, I'd get a coffee, I'd call up Kyle and Trav and I say, "Yo, y'all want a coffee?" The answer was always no
Oh,
because Kyle already bought them coffee
yeah.
and had it delivered, and then I'd drive there and I'd hang out with Trav, I'd hang out with Kyle and Kermodo, and I don't know, just something about having that freedom of seeing people that you hang out with and you've watched for a while and
Oh,
stuff.
hell
It's
yeah. Mhm.
it's really cool. And I've just been having a blast,
Oh,
man.
you
It's
said you
been great.
watched, so you used to watch GTA before you start streaming?
Oh my god, yeah. I've watched since Armor. Arma, sorry, Arma.
Arma! Lyric was in Arma.
Yeah,
You know about
Lyric is
Lyric?
what introduced, yeah,
Yeah,
Lyrics
I
who
got introduced
introduced
by
me.
him too. You see the Lean Boys
Oh
get made?
god. Yep,
Oh,
yes I
see?
did.
I was
I
waiting for
have
Saab to stream so I could follow him. I always follow all the Lean Boys.
I have the Lean Boy first merch that was made by
Me too.
Lyric.
I wasn't working at the time. I couldn't buy it.
I don't think I was working at the time either, and I think I spent money that I didn't have on it.
I was
So
trying to figure out how to use my parents' credit card. That's the one time I actually wanted to figure that out.
I think I have a Lean Boys hoodie or a Lean Boys shirt. I can't remember which, but it is I did not pack it. It is I believe it is still at home in Louisiana, so
That's
I'll make
so
sure to grab it next
cool.
time I'm there.
Oh,
But
you're a big fan too.
yeah, I was a big fan.
Okay,
Uh
sick.
and then I got wrapped. I mean, I just got bored one day, so I decided to apply and here I am.
You got bored. But you've got
Yeah,
the
I
opportunity. Why not? That's what I thought. I had the opportunity. I was like, I'm gonna take it and see what happens.
yeah, I was I mean, I'm a nerd a little bit here, but like I said, I in 2015 I was playing on a server called Los Santos RP, which was a Gmod server. Gmod
Oh,
RP,
see,
which
that's
is
pretty
not
good
very
experience.
good.
Oh,
It's not
imagine it's
very
hard
good.
then. If it's hard.
It's just I mean everyone's running around with that like gravity gun and stuff, you know, it's whatever.
I
But
can't
like
really hard.
people
Yeah.
like Jack Cortera were on there, Buck,
Oh.
Chief, uh Coil was on there for a bit. A lot of people are on there that are now here. Uh and I didn't know any of them.
Mm.
I knew Chief through YouTube videos, but had no clue that that was who I was talking to. And I RP'd for a bit with them. I was working nights at the time, 10 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually fell asleep at my job because I went
Oh.
from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., went home, played RP until I had class, which was at 2 p.m.
Oh.
And then I went to class, which I got
Uh-huh.
out at 5 p.m. And then I stayed up because I had to go to work at 10 p.m.
When do you
And
sleep?
I did this so much because I was so addicted to the RP, man. I was so addicted. And
Yeah,
then
time flies.
eventually
Mm-hmm.
I guess the server, I mean the server's still up. Chief just told me last night or 2 nights ago. But I don't know what made me stop. I think World of Warcraft made me stop. I just got hooked on WoW again, and yeah. I didn't really RP for a while since 2015, and
Look at you
here
now.
I am. Yeah, yeah.
And
2021, I got bored of WoW and I applied while watching Penta.
uh uh-huh. Yeah, I think I used my student loans for it. Just like my
Hell
brother
yeah.
said. Yeah. I didn't tell anyone I was streaming at first either. Oh, when did you become a full-time streamer?
So that's a story. I in 2016 or 17,
Mm-hmm.
I was streaming World of Warcraft. Uh, and I was
Before
averaging about a
GTA?
hundred. Yes.
Oh.
This is how I got affiliate, which back then was I think the current partner standards.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like average 75 viewers or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got affiliate, and I was playing World of Warcraft, and I was averaging about 150 views a stream, which for WoW, pretty big deal,
Mm-hmm.
because WoW's a dead game. Uh, and um, and then just one day I was like, I'm just bored. You know, everyone that plays WoW knows what I'm talking about. You just go through a lull. I was like, I'm bored, and I just stopped streaming. it was never anything besides just entertainment, to me. I never thought I was going to be a streamer. It was always a
Yeah.
dream. I
Mhm.
watched Soda Pop and I was like, man, that'd be cool to do that one day, but
Dreams
I'm very
guy.
realistic. Exactly. I
Would be nice, but doesn't seem
yeah,
like you
I
reach it.
I was just very reason. I'm a pessimist and a realist, so I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna be a streamer. I'm gonna go to school for engineering, and so I did that. And I just got bored of WoW. I quit streaming. All my IRL friends gave me crap. They were like, why are you quitting? You were doing so well." And I was just like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like,
Mhm.
it's not going to be a job. And then 2021, I was rating the highest difficulty in WoW. I beat it, and I had this group of friends that I just met. They were a new guild that I was in. We did the highest content. They were starting to wind down. They were like, all right, we already did everything there's to do. And I was like, yeah. And I just looked over on my left monitor and I was just like watching Penta
Yeah.
and who I never watched until 3.0. I was just like, man, if he can do it, like, if this bozo can do it, why not?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding,
I
but yeah,
can. I can.
I pretty much was like, I was like, you know what? Why not? I went on the NoPixel website, which by the way, I think my account's from 2016 or something. I've had it for a long time. So I guess I've thought about it before. I applied and got approved, and here I am.
Yeah, like
Uh,
I mean, you used to watch Penta, and I remember he just like picked you up. Did you expect that? Oh,
I
how
remember how
are you
that happened.
thinking?
I would not say that was a pickup. That was Bay City Ave. That's where it happened, I
Oh, you
think.
remember? I think I was waiting in a bush or something, and he came back with you. I think.
I I went to lockpick a car on Bay City Ave, and my character, he was already lockpicking it, so I
Mhm.
couldn't see him because he was under the dash. And my character ran to the passenger side. I was like, "What's happening? Whatever." I was like, "I'll just slide over."
Yeah.
Uh, and then I got in the car, and he goes like, "What?" or whatever mic
I
sound,
can hear it. Ah.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was gonna steal this." And then he goes, "Well, now I'm stealing you." And then he held a gun to my head, and
That sounds like it.
he ran someone over on North Rockford, a local, and
Mhm.
I said that their shoes were hideous, and he forced me to wear their shoes that I RP'd as 2 sizes too small. And here I am, second of the blocks or whatever, I guess,
Oh yeah,
whatever my
come a
end title
long way.
was. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you still haven't got the charge you wanted.
still no prostitution.
No matter how
Somehow
much
I've
he made you work.
they caught me. They Gunner and Wrangler caught Hooker doing prostitution on camera, and then they held charges, and they never
And
pushed
then,
them. They never followed up, which I'll be honest, I've done the same on Bloom, so I can't blame them. But yeah,
hmm do you expect your characters to like be the way they are from like when you made them?
no, I always wanted a cop in roleplay since joining NoPixel because
Did
I
you
was
think
watching
Bloom was gonna
Wrangler.
be that?
No, no.
What
Do
was
you
he gonna
remember?
be? I forgot. I remember
I
you were
mean,
like, you
do
said
you
something
remember
about lock
how?
picks and stuff.
So okay, so it's based off the character from Nightcrawler. That's no secret. I was
Yeah.
doing live PD and stuff. I was going around with an LSBN camera, and
hmm
I was filming stuff, and I was selling it to PD or gang members. Uh, I would literally record people snitching and sell it to the person they're snitching about, stuff like that.
Ooh,
Like I was
that's
not a good person.
that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, it
That's
was
so
it was
cool.
so immersive. I was
It's the
averaging
weirdest thing is that.
30, 40 viewers. And there's still a few of them that hang out and chat now.
Yeah, they remember those
And I
times.
I loved it. I loved
hmm
the spying on people and stuff. I really did.
It sounds pretty
I was a
sober,
lot
but
better
like,
on it back then than I am now.
oh yeah, yeah,
But
that sounds pretty cool, but hard to do.
yeah, it was. Do you remember how awkward I was? That was believe it or not, it was intentional. Do you believe how awkward I was in the BCSO line for the job fair?
Yeah,
That was
I
the
was awkward
character, and they
too.
told me to tone it down. They said I toned it down, and then they told me to tone it down even more because I
Being
was
awkward.
just well, yeah, I was playing a sociopath. I was playing someone that just couldn't understand
hmm
how anything he was doing was wrong, and
Yeah.
how I talked to people was wrong and stuff. My character didn't understand that. So whenever I got up there, I was actually told later that they denied me, and Hotted on Espino's stuck his neck out and was like, let's give him a try. Let's give him a
Oh,
try. So that's why we got hired at the same time, Crystal, is because Hotted gave me a whirl.
aw, gave you the chance. Did
Yep.
they like know? Did you have like good rapport with them with like the films and stuff you were sending
Yes,
them?
that's why Hotted gave me a chance, because I was
Oh,
giving
he helped them out.
Espino's some footage.
Oh, there you go. See,
Yep.
pays
It paid
back.
off. Yeah. It
Mm-hmm.
was
Oh,
very fond days, because I was also kind of a clean person for the Vagos in a way, but just for lockpicks. And then I got kidnapped because I was one of two people with a lockpick workbench access. Like
mm-hmm.
Flippy and Rudy from the Lost would kidnap me frequently. It was a whole thing, which is why me and Flippy hate each other now. Like Bloom and Flippy are never on good terms, and me and Rudy are never on good terms as Bloom.
Enemies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's always good having that. People like who you're good with and bad with. It's like different
I agree.
dynamics. Mhm. Makes it,
I agree.
I love
I really
conflict
like the
RP.
conflict. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least it's so much. Mm-hmm.
hmm
It's always to
And
get
that's why
along with people.
I mean, being a sergeant enables that a lot on Bloom, because very few people are above me to stop me, so I can kind of be as much of a dick as I want to be. That's why I play a dick, is because everyone's so nice, or at least other, everyone
Mm-hmm.
is inconsistently nice or nice, one or the other. So I'm like, Bloom's gonna be a hard ass dick. I mean, it's that probably came off wrong, but he's gonna be a mean person
Yeah.
who cares about the people he cares about, and it's a very closed circle, you know.
Mm. Yeah, even though
So
like
that's
they're like, damn, it would have been better if they made this decision, right?
mm,
It's always better to like make the best or good decision, but it's also those bad decisions that like lead to a lot more RP where you can actually like learn a lot from it as well. And I think that's good for like viewers too, to see how like you overcome those challenges and
mm.
bad situations you put your character in as well. Mm.
I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I do think a lot of that was showcased during like the Bloom drug stuff. I
Yum.
think that was
I remember that arc too. I think that was really good.
it was some of the most fun RP I've had.
Like a lot of character
Bar the
development, I
blocks on the
imagine.
run.
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm.
Blocks on the run and Bloom drug arc. Funnily enough,
Mm.
both had drugs in it. Maybe I just like drugs. I don't know.
A lot of my conflict happened when Gunner was in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Because all the
crazy, chaotic.
it was all the Michael Simone stuff, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And then like he's like hurting other people to protect Crystal, but that's all Crystal
Mm-hmm.
wants. It's like, oh. That's great times. Mm. Oh. Oh, do you like the little model I made you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I like the money.
Yeah,
It
let's hear
really
about it.
it really emphasizes a hooker's number one goal, that come up. Just getting a
Oh,
few bucks.
no, actually, that was made so that you can give it to me, or
You
you're
can
not
be
paying
oh.
to make it. You're just
Hey,
holding
how
on to
much
it
is
for
it?
now. You talk about that later. But look, I even made you
It better be
the
$50 is all I'm saying.
I made you the antlers.
Yeah, no, it's I really like the model. Thank you, Crystal. This was done on such short notice too, from my
Oh,
understanding.
yeah, yeah,
I like the
yeah.
stockings too.
Yeah, and I'll do something else next time. There is a next time. Be a whole new thing.
Look at that, already invited on a second time. And
Oh yeah, you're like my favorite guest so
I'll
far.
preemptively that means a lot. There's been so many to compare me to. I'll go ahead and preemptively accept then. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll pencil it in my schedule.
Oh, I got a question.
I
I
got
never
an
really
answer.
lived with anyone besides my family. And like there's some family is something you usually live with your whole life, kinda
hmm
sometimes. But I was wondering, like, hmm, what type of housemate are you in the house? Are you someone who like stays the
Ooh,
bathroom for a long time, or you're like the responsible one, picks up after everyone, cleans the house?
are you
Uh
asking what I was when I was living with my family, or right now
oh
with
no, right now
roommates?
with roommates, like
Okay.
what housemate are you?
Um. So I'm kind of God, I hate. I guess it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn. I guess not. I'm just kind of the adult of the house. Like all the
Oh,
utilities and everything's in my name, and I'm just kind of taking care of stuff. And I'm just like, here's this, here's this, here's
wow.
this. You know, like I just
Could
control stuff. And but I also try to let everyone know that this is our house. This isn't my house. We all went in this together. I feel
100%.
like that's very important.
It's easy to kind of like lose
Um,
sight of that. Don't want them like forgetting about that.
I clean dishes after myself. I hate dishes
Whoa,
doing them. So what I do is as soon as I'm done with something, it will sit on my desk and then I in stream and then I go and I clean it.
I should do that
Uh
too.
Most of the time, the exceptions are pots and pans. Like I had a ripping hot pan last night for a personal pizza I put in the oven, and that's sitting on the counter right now. I need to clean that. But besides that, uh I literally bought disposable plates because that's how much I like. If I
Oh
have
yeah.
something, I'll throw it on a disposable plate and I will throw it away, dog. Like I hate
I
dishes
think
so
it's so
much.
easy.
Yeah,
I don't blame
exactly.
you. Don't blame you.
I try to keep it down. I'm a loud person. Not super loud, but I try to keep it down enough. Uh, all of our schedules are pretty linked up. Kermodo's changes almost daily, but besides that, me, Builders, and Goose, we all typically are falling asleep around the same time, waking up around the same time. So I never feel bad about being loud if I am. In fact, they've told me Kermodo. So the loud chart is Kermodo is the loudest. A considerable step down. I'm the second loudest, and then
Mm-hmm.
Goose, and then Builders all the way at the bottom.
Uh,
I barely know Builders exists.
barely
Builders
see
is
him.
so quiet.
He's quiet one in the house. I got you.
We're all streamers too. I don't have any living room in the I don't have any furniture in the living room right now. We're about to have a kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Penta is getting a new one, so he's like, yo, want to hold on to my old kitchen table and I'll pick it up
Aw, that
someday in
makes
the
sense.
future.
That's the best. He's like
Well,
you're like the little brother.
yeah, pretty much. So he's like, yo, dog, you're gonna hold this and I'll pick it up one day. And I was like, all right, man. He's like, just take care of it. I was like, all right. So we're about to get a kitchen table, which is gonna be pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier, I'm looking at sofas, but God, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want a cat tearing up a really expensive sofa. So I mean, yeah, we barely we I won't say barely interact. Like the kitchen's the communal area.
Mm-hmm.
If anytime someone comes and gets a drink, we talk to each other. We say, "Hey, how's it going? What game are you playing? You enjoying the RP you're doing? Cool. You know, I got 2 HOA members in there in my house, so that's always cool that it's like HO Bloom is real kind of. Uh I always have to tell them, I'm like, I don't want to know what's going on with the HOA because I might have to investigate y'all, you know, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can talk about it because they're in the same gang. Like
Yeah.
they already know everything that's going on. But so that's a cool aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Goose is doing a lot of variety. So that's pretty cool too. Builders is getting back in RP. Uh Kermodo's doing his stuff. I don't even know what his stuff is, but he's doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, some stop by.
Uh,
It's good to get that real life interaction.
yeah.
Were you
So
always like were you always like this? You know, it sounds like really independent now that you're living with people.
that I mean, yeah. So
No, a little bit more. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
growing up, my mom was a stay-at-home mom while my dad was in Iraq. My dad was in Iraq for the majority of my childhood. He would do 6 to 7 months there and then 2 weeks home. And he'd do that on and off.
Oh,
And
that's
he
a long time.
yeah, he
Oh yeah.
finally came home in 2012. I want to say he left in 2005 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I want to say it was let's say 4 to 6, 2004 to 6. Actually, no, I know the date. It was 2004 because I was in first grade. Easy.
Uh,
So my mom was staying at home a lot, or we'd be at a babysitter's while she had to pick up a job for money, whatever. So when my dad came home, I was a freshman in high school. So he always told me whenever he would come home, he's like, hey, you got to be the man in the house, yada yada, look after your mom and stuff.
Sounds
I was a
like
very
y'all like
shy
step up a
kid.
lot
Yeah,
for
exactly.
things like
I
that.
it might not be believable, but I was a very shy kid. I used to cry if you just looked at me like you were mad at me. And I say I came out of my shell at around 6th grade. Uh, that's when I started getting a little bit of trouble at school, and and
That's
I
kind of
don't
cool though.
know.
I mean, not cool. I mean, like,
No,
it sounds like you're
that's
able
how
to
my
pick
dad
up
was
on
too.
like little things. You know, sometimes people are able to kind of like just brush it off or not really notice when people are looking at you wrong. You know?
Mhm. Well, I would spill milk, and then I would like panic because I thought my parents would scream at me, and they never
Oh,
did. My parents were great, but
uh-huh.
I would just freak out because I was that kind of kid. And
Sounds
then
very careful.
yeah, and
But
then
I'm
high
just
school
curious.
happened. My dad came home, and I was just like, I don't want to say you're an adult in high school, but I'm like
Mm-hmm.
14, 15. I'm way older than I was whenever my dad was around regularly. So I was just like, my dad and I just became friends, like best
Mm-hmm.
friends, because I don't know, I was just older. So our relationship was different because of that. So I would accommodate most of my independence and stuff due to that. I was left at home a
Okay, yeah.
lot whenever I was of a decent age, like 10 or whatever. I have an older brother, so we would be trusted at home together. We shouldn't have been, but we were
Yeah,
trusted
I
at home
feel that.
together.
I know.
So
I have
yeah,
brothers too.
I just don't constantly need someone there. I like to call myself an extrovert with a short battery. So
Mm-hmm.
I can do parties and houses and like people staying at my house and stuff, but as
Also need
soon as
time.
they walk out the door, I walk out the door, I slam it shut, and I breathe. I'm just like, all right, I need a moment.
Yep.
So in a way, streaming's kind of the perfect outlet because
100%.
I get it all out, and then I press stop streaming, and then I'm away from it.
Mm-hmm. And like being a streamer, you're kind of your own boss. You know,
Oh yeah,
you have your
oh
own
yeah.
like your own little schedule.
The
Especially as a
only
full
boss
time
I listen
streamer.
to is TOS.
Town of Salem.
No, well, yeah, that too. But terms of service,
Oh,
so I don't
oh,
break any Twitch rules. That's my
I
only
got you.
boss.
My mind was loading for a second. But yeah, it's
No,
just
Town of Salem's good though.
sometimes imagine like a streamer too, full time. I mean, it's hard to like find time for yourself sometimes. Just like let
Definitely.
streaming consume you, especially when since like so your own boss pretty much. So
Well,
I was
that's what
wondering like how you're able to
right.
like balance that, like able to like check out when you have to, so you have other times
Well,
for things.
so since I've been streaming full time, which I would say is 2021, whenever I got accepted to NoPixel, uh, I would do 12-hour days. I'd try to get in at Tsunami as much as basically as soon
Yeah.
as I was able to get into the server,
Mm-hmm.
which was easiest at night, shift 3, so that's when I normally was around. Until I either got too tired to keep going or I had something coming up, I had to go to work, you name it. I would try to do anywhere between like 5 to 12 hours, just as much as I could because I couldn't get enough of it. And then it became a job, and then I started profiting from it.
Uh,
And then my mindset shifted to I'm having so much fun, I'm making money from it. I need to get out of
mm-hmm.
Louisiana. That's always been my goal. My goal has
Mine
always
too.
been leave Louisiana. Yeah, I hated it there so much.
How
I've
come?
been there for 25 years. Um Basically the only thing to do in Louisiana is go to a movie theater that is in a very bad part of town, uh drink or go to a casino.
And that's
And
like pretty
I
much the
was
same
too young.
thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And I was too young to do two of those things. So for 25 years, I was miserable in Louisiana, and I have an external family that's very not good. So pretty much all I have is my mom and my dad, and that's my family. That's all I care about is my mom, my dad, and like my great aunt, my great uncle, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always been my plan to get the heck out of Louisiana. So as soon as I started making decent money with streaming,
Worked
I was
hard to
also
elicit.
bartending
Oh,
at the
you're
same
at the same
time.
time. Getting
Yep,
extra.
and
Oh, it
I
fueled your
would
fire to work.
my parents were not happy whenever I quit
Mm,
bartending because to
I
them it just looked like I
100%.
didn't have a job.
Oh yeah, that's why it
Uh,
can seem like. That's what it can seem like.
However,
All
I
right.
told them the
Mhm.
truth. I said that I had money saved up
Aw.
and that I'm going to school, which was true.
Mhm.
But then I dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Do you remember? So when the blocks were on the run,
Mhm. Oh,
and
during that
then
time?
December
Oh, that was
2021.
so good. Those are good
Yep,
times. Those are such good times. Oh,
December 2021. School's starting up in January,
yeah.
and it's coming up on the last day before you can drop classes without some kind of punishment, like
Mhm.
on your record. So I literally start stream at like 8 p.m. like I normally do or so, and and on my left monitor, I didn't even like have my chat open that day. Because I was looking at my schedule for school and I was just like, it was the last day to drop classes. And I just kept looking over and stuff. And I don't know what kicked it off. I can't remember. I wish I did because it's a very
Mhm.
big moment, right?
100%.
But
Mhm.
something happened in RP and
Mhm.
like I just knew that that's what I
You just
wanted
got
to
the
do.
feeling.
And I
Mhm.
just, without saying a word, I didn't let my chat know. I didn't say anything. I just tabbed over, drop class, drop class, drop class, drop class.
Same. Mhm.
And then I just kept going with RP. I don't
I
remember
didn't
what
tell anyone
happened, but
either. You just believed. You trust the process.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then I didn't tell my parents for 6 or 7 months. They thought I was in school. It happened to be during COVID, so there was online schooling, so they thought I was spending so much time in my room because I was doing classes. But I didn't lie to them, but they also didn't
Yeah.
ask. So
Mhm.
I remember when my mom asked, she just goes, because at this point they knew I was streaming. It's hard to
Yeah.
hide Hooker's voice.
Yeah.
uh,
They were living
that's a whole
together at the
nother
time. Is that how she
conversation.
knew?
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother
Okay.
conversation with my
Okay.
parents knowing me with Hooker. But I remember I walked into my living room. I walked into the kitchen to grab something to drink while I was streaming, and my
Yeah.
mom stopped me. She was in the living room. She goes, "Are you in school?"
Is school
It's
doing that
like,
for you?
yeah, and well, not only that, it was June, so I was out of school regardless, unless I took summer classes. So she
Uh-huh.
was basically asking, "Are you taking summer classes?" And I looked at her. I was like, "No, mom, I'm not." And I didn't go to school last semester either.
Oh, you're being
And
honest.
I was
Mhm.
expecting my mom to lose her mind. She
Mhm.
knew that I was making money from streaming,
Yeah.
and she knew I was happy.
Yeah.
My mom's personality type is she's very much a realist. She's always hated video games. She always did. She always said it was a waste of time. Yada. My dad was the video gamer, but she always said video games were a waste of time, yada, yada. But she saw how happy I was doing it. She doesn't like Hooker, but that's again another story.
Mhm.
She saw I was making money. She saw I was paying bills.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to complain about, right? And
Yeah.
I'll never forget this.
That's good.
This literally made me want to cry in the moment. But my mom was just like, "All right, well, you're doing something. You're happy with it. Just have realistic expectations with it, with
Mhm.
streaming." And I was just like, "All right, mom." And then I went back to my room and I
Aw.
kept playing Hooker.
That must have been so
And
good.
I'll never forget that shit. I talked to her. I made her cry on accident, like
Oh yeah.
that November. That November we were talking about the streaming and stuff, and
Oh, did
or
you end up
sorry,
talking
yeah,
about it because
yeah,
of
yeah.
like
And
what
I
went
was,
on?
well,
What?
it was the November of 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually got up in the middle of my stream. My mom needed to have a serious conversation with me, something family related. So I
Gotcha.
got up from my stream and I left my stream AFK for over an hour because I accidentally made my mom cry.
Oh.
Because we were talking about something serious and
Mm-hmm.
no need to get into that, but
Yeah.
some serious was happening with family, and somehow it turned into what I'm doing and how proud she is of me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I said it, but I told my mom, I was just like, you don't know how much it means. I thought you were gonna be pissed at me for dropping out of school. And then she started crying harder.
Uh,
She's like, "Why do you think I'd ever be upset at you
uh,
like that?" And I was just like, "Oh fuck, man." I just made my mom cry. Like, yes, they're happy-ish tears, but I felt horrible. I took an hour, like it was like an hour and a half. It was either
It's
Hook or
nice how
Bloom was
you.
just sitting in a corner,
Yeah.
and I was just talking to my mom, and that's when I realized that I had my mom's. I always had my mom's support, but this was video game related, so I figured I wouldn't. And that was a pretty cool moment for me. Was realizing that both of my parents
Mm-hmm.
supported what I did and stuff.
Yeah. Imagine that's why you didn't want to tell them at first, scared of
My
hearing what
dad,
reaction they may have.
yeah, my dad
Mm-hmm.
was way easier to talk to about it. He's aware of streaming. I
Uh-huh.
showed him Moon videos and stuff. He really liked when Moon played Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
So I always showed him. So
So yeah,
he knew
he
of the
has an
space.
idea of it. Yeah.
The only thing my dad ever told me, that might even be to this date, semi-negative about it, was one day he just said, "Not many people make it.
Mm-hmm.
You and I both know that. Manage your expectations and be ready to stop doing it when it become like when you need to find a real job." He didn't say a real job. I think he said another job. Um,
Mm-hmm.
at the time, he did not know how well I was doing.
You didn't tell
He
him?
thought that no,
That's okay.
I didn't tell him how well it was going. So he thought it was kind of a hobby thing, and I just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
working at the time, and I was just making enough to pay bills. Little did he know I was making substantially more than he thought. So in the back of my head, I'm just like, yeah, dad, like I know I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't being disrespectful, but in my head, I was like, yeah, I know, like I'm managing my expectations. You don't understand that this is actually already going well for me. But to his face, I
Yeah.
just go, yes, sir. Yeah, sounds good, sir.
Just
And then
brush
I
it
went
off.
back. Yeah, and then I just went back to playing video games in my
Mm-hmm.
room. And so yeah, just that being literally the only quote negative thing. It wasn't even negative. I would say that's just a realistic
Mm-hmm.
thing from my dad, and then my mom pretty blindly supporting me for the majority of my streaming. It was a bit
Yeah.
rocky at the start.
It
Not
sounds
telling
like you
her
can
that
hear
I
like she does care. You know?
yeah, she didn't think I was making money for a few months, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just paying my dad my bills, and he just didn't tell her. So she thought I was just freeloading off of them. So she
Yeah.
got really angry one day at me, and
Oh.
I had to like be like, "Mom, I'm paying my bills." And also
Yeah.
this was kind of a moment I also was like really proud of. I was like, "And also I paid for y'all's vacation."
Oh wow. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
Just gonna throw it out there.
I told her I
Yeah, did
told my
that.
dad not to tell her.
Yeah.
I gave
That's
my
it.
dad money for the vacation. I was like, "Don't tell mom." I was like, "I don't want her ever," because she would have tried to turn it down or something, you know. Hell, my
I
dad tried to
got
turn it
you.
down, and I was just like, "By the way, like this is how well I'm doing." That
Yeah, I gotta
yeah,
bring it up now.
yeah. I just gotta casually drop that bomb,
God.
and and then she was obviously very emotional then too, and she
Yeah.
hugged me and stuff. And I'm bad
That's
at.
nice.
I accidentally made my mom cry twice when it came to streaming. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's just yeah, you show your you oh you sorry.
no, it's
No,
funny.
I feel
It's
like a
funny.
lot of misunderstandings come from not being
Communication.
communication, not really being
Yeah.
open in some areas. So, they assume stuff like I mean, like you weren't really aware of like how she would supported you knowing of
No,
that. Like
that whole time I thought she knew I was
yeah.
paying my bills. I didn't know my dad just wasn't mentioning it. Like,
Yeah.
so my dad was just like, "All right, he's paying me, so whatever." And then he just never told my mom that, I guess. So that turned into a whole
It
thing
worked
for a
out for you
night.
bring it back then
Yeah,
too though.
yeah. And now my parents just visited me for my birthday a month ago, and they got to come bring the dogs and see that I'm happy in my house with my roommate friends, and see some of people in the streaming space, and we had dinner, and we went to Top Golf. It was nice. It was nice for them to come out and see that, like, I don't know, it's different between calling your parents and be like, "Yeah, everything's going well and stuff,"
Hmm, hmm.
and then them coming and physically putting their eyes on you and being like,
Oh yeah.
"Okay, my son's doing all right," or whatever, you know. So that was
Don't
a pretty
worry,
cool moment.
pops, ma, I'm chilling.
Exactly. Exactly.
So like, can they hear you from your room when you do your hooker voice?
Yes, yes, they
Have you ever
very much
explained
heard me.
yourself, or like, have they ever asked about that?
Oh, yes, they did. So at the
Son,
start, when I was yeah, yeah. So I never curse in front of my mom, and I rarely curse in front of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I feel it. Mm-hmm.
so I don't think they realized I was bartending at the time and I was in school and they knew about that. So they thought this was something I was doing on the side for fun, which it was.
Mm-hmm.
So we go out to dinner with the aforementioned great aunt and great uncle, family members, in a not a nice restaurant, but it's not Chili's. It's a
Yep.
nicer place. And then they're like, "Oh, tell them this thing you're doing. Tell them this thing you're doing, and tell them about your characters." Because I think at this point, yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely had Bloom, but I can't remember if I was a cop or not. I don't remember. I don't think I was, but they're like, "Tell them about your characters." I'm like, "Oh, this guy walks around with a camera. He films stuff." They're older. They don't
Oh,
know shit
yeah.
about video games, so I didn't
Yep.
go in depth. And
Yep.
then my dad was like, "Tell them about the other one." And my dad also didn't really know what the other character was. He just knew the voice. So I was like, and my mom's like, "Yeah, what's her name?" And because my mom also did not know her name or that it was a woman or
Did they
anything.
not hear like what you say
So my mom came in one day to let me know something. She opened my door and she said, "Is that a nerdy voice you're doing? Like a nerd? It sounds like a nerd." And
yeah.
I was like, "Not exactly, but close, mom."
Yeah.
So that's all she paid attention to it. And so they were like, "Tell him the name." I was like, "It's Laura."
That's
And they're like, "What's her
Laura.
last name?"
You're
And I
Laura
was like,
sleeping out.
Gapes. And they're just like, "Huh, that's a name." And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, it is, isn't it?" And then slowly, I mean, I just got louder hanging out with Penta and getting more
Yeah.
comfortable in my
Yeah.
house now that my
Yeah, I
parents knew I
got you.
streamed,
Mm-hmm.
which is bad because I was dropping goddams and stuff, and my mom does not like that.
Oh yeah.
That was her one
I'm
request. Her
surprised.
one request was,
Don't swear?
"Can you not do GDs? Just
Oh,
GDs." And the
GDs?
thing
Good
is, we're
one.
not
Yeah,
even a
okay.
super religious family. She just didn't want me doing
She just doesn't
GDs.
like it. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. So like, I'd be like saying the wildest crap on Hooker,
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
then and
I thought you were
then my
chilling with how
parents
much
would just
stuff you said.
no, I still let that shit bang and fly, and they'd be in the living room and they'd hear it, and
And they couldn't guess like what character you played?
oh, I'm sure they could guess eventually, because I mean, I remember my mom watched Bloom one day. She just randomly tuned into my stream. Muller and I were riding together.
Oh
We
yeah.
made this guy have a Joker moment. We pulled him over like 8 times in a row until he pulled a gun on me and Muller. He's driving a taxi. His name's like Dijon Mustard or something.
Sounds
Something
familiar.
Dijon.
Yeah, Dijon. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen him.
Yeah. So we made him have a Joker moment, and for some reason, my mom decided that day to pull up my stream on the TV in the living room. And take a sip of that. And for some reason she decided. And so I'm making this guy lose his mind. And I hear my mom laughing in the living room, and that's not abnormal. I'm just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, she's on her computer, she's watching a show, something,
Yeah.
she's laughing at something." And then I
Yeah.
get up and I get a drink while Muller's driving or something. I think we were processing them, and I got up and I got a drink, and she's like, "Jordan, that is the funniest shit." Did that guy pull a gun on you for traffic stops? I was like, "Yeah, that happens daily, mom." And she's like, "Oh my god." I
Aw.
sat here cackling at this, and I was just like, "Oh."
Aw.
And then she dropped this at the end. She goes, "I like this character way more than your other." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, mom. I know."
Aw.
I was for sure still cussing and stuff.
Yeah.
But it
Mhm.
wasn't to the point of like Hooker saying, "Oh, whatever Hooker thing I say."
Yeah,
I'll,
the hooker
I'll
stuff.
I'll keep it light for now, but y'all know what Hooker says.
We know.
We all know what Hooker says. So that was funny. My
Mm-hmm.
dad, oh, I'll never forget this. This is back when Lily was living on the beach, and I would run instead of from Mirror Park to MRPD. I would run from there to Bob Smith to clock on duty.
Oh yeah. I
And
remember.
so I was running, and I played like the distance, and I was just listening to music running to work. Well, that's usually when people do their resubs, their gifted subs at the start of stream.
Yeah.
That's when it happens. My dad was listening to me in his truck. He wasn't watching, he was listening. Thank
Oh,
God, he's a safe driver. And
nice guy.
and he got home about 30 minutes to me being on duty, and he opens my door, and I mute because I every time my parents come in, I'd mute in case they said something
Protecting the
sensitive, like
27-month visa.
you're something with this family member, so something. So I would always mute, and I was like, "Yeah, Dad," and he was like, "Did you just get paid to listen to music and run to work?" Just like, I guess I
Yeah.
did. Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess I did. Yeah. He goes, God, I think his exact words are, God, your job's so fucking cool. And then he closed the door.
Yeah. And I
And
guess
then
it's pretty cool.
I unmuted and I was just like, my dad just
Yeah.
approved of my job. That's cool.
Yeah, I love when my parents butt in sometimes. My parents didn't really
I
know
hear
I was
about your mom
streaming.
butting in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She though she doesn't butt in as much now because you know, back then I would like, they ended up eventually finding out I was streaming, and
Mm-hmm.
she would watch too much of me that I felt
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable because like sometimes when you're streaming you say things you don't want your parents to
Oh,
hear.
yeah. Especially when you're role playing.
Yeah,
Especially.
role playing or like even talk about real life stuff because like I didn't really grow
Yeah,
up with
true.
them. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really talk to them. So like them
Mm-hmm.
hearing about like my thoughts and stuff, I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Sometimes your parents just don't need to know everything.
yeah, I don't want you knowing that. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
my
Mom,
parents
can
still
you
think I'm
stop
a good
watching
boy
me? Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're a
to a
good boy.
degree.
You're just RPing. Okay, just say it's just for the RP, and then
Yeah.
just say like, look, that thing you're holding.
Well, they know I'm not Hooker. Hopefully, hopefully they
Yeah.
know I'm not like Hooker IRL, but maybe not.
Yeah, and like I told my mom stop watching me play play a bit streaming, but she really loved 4C. But she really hated when I did that I
You
swore
didn't
on
like
my
Swan,
character.
right?
Yeah, I just hated her. She's
Yeah, I
like
remember seeing you twat out or twat,
perma
jeez,
her,
tweet out and
perma
stuff.
her.
Yeah,
Hated her. Yeah. I also kind of like ended up dropping out school too. But
really.
I didn't like tell my mom afterwards. I told her beforehand because like this is a big decision, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Mom, we gotta talk. Um, you know, I'm doing really well, kind of. This is
Mm-hmm.
like probably like 2, 3 months into, or probably 4 months. It's also November actually. November seems to be a pretty good month, huh?
November's a great month. I mean, it just is.
Let me see. Actually, it's been like 4 or 5 months since I've been streaming. And I was like, Mom, my mom is also kind of similar. She's kind of realist. It's more like my mom's kind of Filipino, and they kind of grew up like thinking that like you always gotta be like how about how what you call it, how well you do as a person depends on like what type of job and how much you earn and how
Mm.
successful
Mm-hmm.
you are, and they believe that education will get you there, so they're like
Mm-hmm.
really high on that, like you gotta like study this that. So like I picked up as many subjects as I can as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I was also working part-time, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all this. But then streaming came around, and sometimes you just get the feeling for it and you get like that spark. Because like you can work a 9 to 5 job, you can do all this, but if it's not fulfilling in any way, it's like, what's the point, right?
Yep. 100%.
And I found joy in streaming, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go confront my mom about this. I never asked my mom for anything, or like this and that, because it's like I have to follow what they do, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna finally confront my mom and ask her to see if she approves of what I want for once. And I did it, and surprisingly, just like your mom, she was like, "Okay, yeah, go do it." I was like,
Yeah, parents
"Really?"
surprise you with how much they love you and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
I think because like along the years that have passed, she ended up becoming more open and kind of learning, and like she's like, okay, it doesn't have to be this way, it's okay. She doesn't have to, because like, when she grows up, that's what she sees, and that's how she is guided, that she thinks that's something she has to pass on to her children as well. But she's like, as long as you're happy, Crystal, you can
You want to hear
do
something
what you want.
crazy?
Go on.
My mom is so gung-ho for it now that she has told patients, she's a nurse.
Oh, yeah.
She's told patients, and while they're in the hospital bed,
Mm-hmm.
they'll sub to me and be like, "Hey,
Oh,
your mom's
no.
taking care of me right now." And I had to text my mom and be like, "Hey, I can appreciate that, but like
So cute.
for your privacy, you might want to be careful because that person could be like, "Hey, I'm at this hospital where your mom works."
Oh my god, I'm the same. My
So,
mom works like in healthcare, so she's taking care of
mhm.
older people, telling them about me as well. I'm like, Mom, I see
So
you shared me
yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
for safety and privacy, maybe not.
And then my
She's so,
dad's is
I think
even
just really
crazier.
proud. Yeah, go on.
My dad's is even crazier. He'll go into the break room at his work. He works nights.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what he does, but he's also starting to start up a business. But not trying, he's doing it, and it's going great. I'm proud of
Mm-hmm.
him. But he goes into the break room, and he's like everyone's boss where he works, and they'll have me up on a TV. Here's the thing though,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't tell them. They were already watching me.
What?
Like roughly 5 to 7 workers already watched me. They all
No.
talked amongst themselves, figured out they watched me. They did not know that I was from that area. They just happened to watch me.
That's wild.
And then my dad had to be like, "That's quite literally my son."
That's crazy.
So at work,
Actually, I had something similar too. Go on.
yeah, well now everyone at his job knows that I'm a streamer because of that situation,
Yeah.
because those 5 to 7 people went around telling everyone, "Oh, did you hear about Moose's dad?"
Moose Dad.
Yeah, and they're
Moose
like,
Father.
that's his kid streams and stuff, so
Aw,
that's wild that I'm literally there's a good chance that if I'm streaming at night, I am
you're
on a
Hooker's
break
dad.
room television, or there's some people gathered around a phone or a laptop or something. It's very weird. It's
But
also
cool.
weird because I'm worried about like them. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm worried at this point, but like they're talking
Yeah.
to him. They're like, "Your son was on Hooker and he said shove your entire arm in me," and I was just, like something, like.
Yeah.
So that is
It's kind of, yeah,
yeah.
I feel
So
that.
I think that is hilarious that happened super organically. My dad knows that privacy is a thing on the internet that needs
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
taken carefully.
Oh,
So he
that's
was a
good.
much he was much more aware of it than my mother was. So he wasn't going around telling everyone, but now that it's out, he just embraces it. He's like,
That's
"Yeah, he's
great.
gonna hook me up with merch when he makes merch, and then I can maybe get
Aw.
y'all." He's like, "Y'all better." He literally told them, he went to them because he's
Yeah.
their boss, and he went to the coworkers, "Y'all better sub in advance, 6
Oh.
months in advance."
Oh, what a supporter. Oh my God, your Moose Father is a supporter.
And then
Well, actually,
and then they did. They did, he said.
Moose merch when though?
I've been talking to Trav about it since he's been in Texas last.
Oh yeah,
He's
Trav's got merch. I love his merch. My mom
Trav
loves
used
his
to
merch
deal merch.
too.
Yeah, his merch is awesome. He's coming out with new merch soon.
I saw.
And
I'm excited. I'm ready.
me
My mom's
too.
ready
Yeah.
too. My mom's a big fan of Trav and Kyle and
I
Penta. And my
they're
mom's
all
a
great, yeah.
big fan. She would text me, hang out with Penta and Kyle more, please. I need I need to see it. Mhm.
Merch soon. I need to get with
Oh.
Trav on a day that he's off. He has a lady friend now. So his
Um.
time outside of streaming is typically wrapped up with her, which is understandable.
Aw.
He also has his dog. He has his brother. He's got stuff going on. So
That's good.
I'm trying not to pressure him, but I am kind of waiting on him to help me with merch because he knows so much about it. Because he quite literally used to do that for a job.
Oh,
When he
I
was touring
see.
with bands and stuff, he was people's merch
That's
manager.
sick.
So it's very much something I've been wanting to do. It is going to happen with or without Trev before the winter gets here because the
Mhm.
pink hoodie is kind of a staple.
Yes,
And
yes, I'll buy all the pink. Yep, yep.
as soon as I saw you're doing merch, I think I
Aw.
was in a call with Trav,
Oh,
and I told
really?
him, I
Yeah.
said, I literally want my wardrobe to be comprised of my friends' merchandise because I think that's dope.
Same. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get merch too. So do it, bro.
I'm really
I'm
sad.
excited.
I'm really sad I missed Trav's TwitchCon merch. The bro, that's my ass.
I wish I
Stop.
got 3. I just heard like there wasn't much less. I was like, oh, I'll just get one so that
I missed all
everyone
of it.
else
I
has
didn't
a
get
chance.
any.
I don't give a flip now. I should have got them all. Sorry, I'm kidding. Not.
I do have the Bob Smith shirt from Penta.
Yum.
I have
Oh,
the MIT sweatshirt.
I got that too. The red one.
Yes, it's a limited
Hey!
Edition. Barely anyone has it, Crystal.
True.
We're lucky.
We gotta wear that in Vegas, bro.
I think I was wearing it during the big Penta challenge. No, he came over
wore,
to
like, a
his
pink
old
one, I
house
think.
for some. Yeah, I wore the pink one.
I watched that
but
one.
I was just wearing the MIT sweatshirt, the hoodie, just casually. I wasn't wearing it around Penta because I didn't want to be like, hey, look
Yeah.
at me, I'm wearing your merch. But I
Mhm.
think I wore it, and Penta came over or something to his house, his old house, which we were staying in, and he goes, "Oh my God, you got one of those? That's sick, man."
It
And he
sounds just
goes,
like him. That's sick, man.
he's like, a lot of people don't have those. He's like, you should frame that.
Frame it. I saw that and I was like, I got to. I really got to. Like,
Yep.
I want Forty to have that type of outfit too. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. Hooker clothing is a pipe dream, I think.
Oh wow.
I've been trying to get hooker clothing for
Leopard
a long
prints.
time and no pixel. Yep.
Oh,
Just it.
like
is-
in no pics. Same. I haven't got
yeah.
any 40. That's because I
Well,
haven't really, try it.
I do have an idea for hooker merch. Two things. I'll leak now. You know,
leak.
this is an American thing, so I don't know how much. A white trash American thing is like having a white T-shirt with a girl's body on it with big boobs, so it looks like it's your body. But
with like the B word on it.
B word.
I can't say that. That sounds very
Boobs?
inappropriate. Yeah, that word.
Oh yeah, sorry.
sounds
So
like a
yeah,
swear
it'll
word
just have
for
like
me,
a
I'm
woman's
sorry.
body,
Yeah.
and usually it's a guy wearing it with a beer in his hand. So I'm gonna do that, but with like a leopard print dress and big boobs on it, and I want that to be hooker. And on the back, it'll have like the ride or die tattoo and the leopard print on the back. I also want a booba mouse pad
Yeah.
of hooker.
Oh, I know. I can help you get. I know a site that does those. I'll see you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know.
So you might be able to help me with that.
Well, I don't have a booba one. I got a butt cheeks one.
Oh, hey, either or. Maybe we'll sell both. Who knows? The merch is still up for debate. I know that my chat told me Snow sells an entire desk pad. Which that didn't even occur to me as merch, like a merch idea. Yeah. So maybe I'll do like
body
one for
pillow
Bloom.
A body pillow.
Yes, that is already one, a body pillow case of hooker.
Right.
Yep.
Let's go. Listen, chat. Do you have that video of me? Never mind. I think you know what clip I'm talking about.
Oh, is it the body pillow of you at TwitchCon? Look at the body pillows.
No,
is that one?
I'm talking about that. Here. I'll send it to you.
Ooh, go
so
on.
Bad,
is it that?
It's so bad. Yeah, it's that one. But they already posted it to you too. Oh no.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, get him, hooker.
Oh, this is a good clip.
Go on, hooker. Oh, honey's down. Hell yeah. Oh, he just came out. Hooker's crazy. I don't know how.
I can't shoot like that on Bloom. I cannot shoot like that on Bloom.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, the eye attack too. Oh, Hooker.
The god of horror.
I got She is so hot right
it's
now.
Such a good clip. Funny.
That's the wrong thing.
Hold technical difficulties. So that whole shootout started because I got power gained.
Oh no! Wait, how? Okay, no, you don't have to say any. I close it again. Don't say any names.
Yeah, no, a serial killer power gamed on me. So it's whatever. Everyone already knows about it. It was taken care of. But yeah, that entire shootout never should have happened. But I'm glad it did.
Oh.
I'm ready for you to start your stream again, so I can.
I just can't find myself right now.
You're good. I was just letting you know
I'm
in
serious.
case you didn't
like
know.
like wait a minute.
All of us are always just trying to find ourselves, Crystal.
True. I think that's what I struggled with a lot. Trying to find myself. See, I can't find myself. Like, where am I?
You need me to hide the screen?
I'll be okay. I should
Alright.
come out here, I think. I hope. Oh, there I am.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, Chotcast. Oh, flip.
You got a mole on your thigh.
Oh, I do have a mole on my thigh. I was like, why not? I got one there. I'm gonna get it there.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm back. We're back. Sorry about that.
That's a good clip. That's a very good clip. So yeah, merch soon. Merch ideas. I have a channel in my Discord for merch ideas, and my chat has been very good. Pink hoodie is a no-brainer. There's gonna be a pink hoodie. It's gonna be high quality because I think a high quality hoodie will get you through the winter.
100%. Also, do you have anything else in the works, like maybe YouTube wise or other platforms?
We were just talking about this at Korean barbecue.
Oh, really?
Kyle says I should get into TikTok. I've seen people post. Have you? Is it going well?
Well, I started at like 77 and like it didn't really have anything. Let me see if I can bring it up. Well, you can't really see, I think. But now it's at let's see. I'm not logged in. I think it's like around 200 something now. But like I think it's good. Oh. Sorry, I opened my TikTok. 377 actually. I could start recently.
Growing every day. That's 170 more than you thought.
Like once someone like really gets into your thing, they start like going through everything as well. So if one goes,
they go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, the rabbit hole. That's I say, yeah. So I think
so
it can be
my take
good.
on it is that Cop RP doesn't have many of those clippable moments. But the stuff you do on duty that isn't cop related does. So
yes.
For instance, like my drug arc.
Yeah.
Like that would have gone well, but mostly cop work doesn't do well. So right now, pretty much the only thing I have is I have a VOD, a YouTube channel that a mod of mine edits down some of the dead time and
that's nice.
ad segments and stuff. And contrary to popular belief, I have paid him. I am leaking that. He's making other stuff.
Good mod.
So I don't know. I'm not putting that much emphasis on YouTube stuff because also YouTubers hate YouTube watchers hate Cop RP, I think.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Anytime Bloom does something questionable, or if he just does his job, there's usually a hate video of Bloom on YouTube.
Yeah, even though it's just the character and not really the
yeah. I mean anytime anything bad happens, so
be tough.
Yeah, so I'm not too overly invested. I think hooker content and block content does great.
Oh, they're fun ones too.
Yeah.
So
I maybe once I start playing her again.
I have some stuff on like cop, but like it's not really. It's like, for example, all I did in one video, I think it's like my latest TikTok actually. That actually went no, it was a short. It went well. It was just Crystal accidentally using other stuff besides a spike. That's it. And yeah, it can be like something out of nothing, you know?
Well, of course, my chat's saying all my TikTok videos would be me crashing on motors. So.
Oh, perfect! Yeah, it can be like a motor crashing channel. Maybe some people just get off on that. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, they probably do get off on that.
Like,
Bloom crashes an intense chase. Oh my volume God. 30.
Yeah, they'll be, you know, all those haters will be like, yeah, let me see how bad of a cop Bloom is. Yeah, keep crashing.
You're
Bloom.
not wrong. People probably would watch it.
Yeah,
I've seen videos of like I ran over John the Broski randomly on Denzel, leaving a holic bank.
James Randall ones.
Dude, Spaceboy is a genius with his stuff. So,
oh my God,
he's someone to look up to as when it comes to social media. But I remember I didn't think anything of it, but I was leaving the fleek in front of the pink cage to go refuel before the bank happened, and I accidentally ran over John the Broski on Denzel. and his bike exploded or something, or maybe I just ran him over. I can't remember.
Fishing clips.
But I was like, hey,
Let's see,
really
let's see.
sorry. He didn't need any
Yeah, why not?
attention, medical or
Maybe do more
anything.
clips
So
often
we
when
just
end
both
up
went our
more
separate
travel.
ways. Someone
Clipper.
linked to me that was posted on TikTok and had like 1 million views. And I was just like,
Wow.
why do people want to watch that? Like, that was just an accident. Like,
Yeah.
I think he yelled "fuck you" or something, and that's about it. Like,
yeah, it's enough
like,
sometimes. It's
yeah.
enough.
So I was just like, why did that do well? And my mind is always, I leave up any video about me as long as it's
Mhm.
not a hate thread, basically, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not everyone being like Bloom bad and them trying to, honestly, I don't even really care about it. But then it was brought to my attention that that might fuel hate for like potential other bad stuff. So I was like, you know what? I
Mhm.
should probably take them down. So I take down some clip channel shit.
Mhm.
But that's about it. I mean, I leave all the positive ones because why not? It's free publicity. Hell, I even leave some of the bad ones that don't get too bad. But
Yeah, I got
you know,
you. Yeah, I imagine it's scary. Just like one slip up could just spread. No, it doesn't gotta be a
yeah,
slip up. Just like one thing, and then like they make their own little narrative about it sometimes. And
yeah,
it's
they
like
do that a lot with me.
without the context. Yeah, it'd be rough. It's like hard. Like you could be doing so well for so long, and there's like one little thing,
One thing, that's all
one
it takes.
thing, a trip, and they're trying to trip you up over it. It's like, damn, it's crazy. But look at
Yep.
you, the ones who stay, the one who's chilling, who knows. Yeah,
They're
that
the real
matters.
ones.
Exactly. Speaking of,
I'm
have you
giving
been
them a peace
finding
sign right now.
your community and stuff? You know, community is like actually, I for me at least, is like what really motivates me as a streamer. Is like just being able to chill with
I
talk.
got one complaint about my
Oh,
community.
okay, go on.
They would rather talk in the Discord than my chat.
Oh, you wish
They
they
all
talked in
they
your
all they
chat?
all talk in the Discord instead of my chat. So they're
They're
constantly,
hiding stuff from you. Is that what it
they're
is?
always, well, that's the thing. There's a meta channel for a reason. I don't go in that at all.
Yeah.
So they can talk about meta and they're all they want. I don't care. But they just talk
Mhm.
about whatever in there is what I've been told. Like my
Things
general
that could
chat's
have been said
dead.
in your chat
Yeah,
or in
exactly.
general.
My general Discord is dead, but my meta, I had a mod tell me, they're like, yeah, there was a time when you were averaging like thousands of messages a day, and I'm like, why can't they just talk to me? Just talk to me.
Have a Moosebrother in chat. Don't forget about
Just talk to me, but they're
Moosebrother.
too busy talking to each other.
Well,
That's my one complaint. Other than that,
yeah.
I have the blessing of having a trickle down Moon chat. And what that means is Moon's chat became Penta's chat. Penta's chat is shared with Kyle's chat. And both of those chat mix to make Trav's chat. And
Mhm.
I'm right next to Trav.
Oh, I
But
see.
I'm slightly lower. It's like he's got a valve that leaks into me too. That sounds
Mhm.
wrong. So like I'm getting the Penta, the Kyle, the Moon, and the Trav runoff.
Wow.
So I have quite the interesting community.
Mhm.
Uh, which means that I have some very colorful people in here. A lot of people that don't agree with each other, which I think is good.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people that do
Spicy,
agree
it
with each
sounds
other.
like.
But it's like the way Trav moderates his chat is very different than how Penta moderates his, and so on and so forth. And
Oh, that
back and
makes
forth. In
sense.
fact, Trav and I were just talking about this.
Mhm.
So for
Trav's so
example,
cool.
like, yeah, Trav's
He's
the
so
best.
freaking cool.
He and I instantly became like the closest whenever I
Yeah,
moved here to
dude, you know what
Texas.
I got so excited for when I used to RP with you and Trav, like before you guys like really kind of like start hanging out. I was like, damn, these two are my best friends. I hope they hang out one day. I feel like they'll get along so well, and you guys did, and I was so flipping
Yeah.
happy. I was like, oh, they're hanging out. Oh, they're like hang out IRL too. It made me so happy. It still makes me so happy. I got tears in my eyes just thinking of it.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
I just felt
every
like
day
they
I was
clicked.
going over to Kyle's and just hanging out with Trav because Kyle would be streaming. You could hear him down the street just screaming. And then me and Trav would just be like, "Yo, do you want to go do this? Do you want to hang here and watch something?" Like, I don't know. We just
Yeah.
we instantly clicked.
Oh my
We
god.
instantly clicked. I miss that dude. He was supposed to come out last month, but it was too hot for his dog. So I think he's coming out next month.
Yeah. One
Uh,
day.
he's got his own room at Kyle's. He's got his own streaming
Yeah.
room. We just went to go see Kyle's new house. It's great. But yeah, someone pointed out in my chat, there are quite a lot of Moose original chatters now.
Mm-hmm.
So I never wanted to be Penta's lackey,
Yeah.
right? Like I never wanted to be called a leech unironically.
Oh, 100%.
Like I have that sub sound where Penta
Otherwise,
goes,
it's like,
Moosebrother. That's one of my leashes, yeah. But
yeah, so
he's
it's like all the work you put into isn't like seen as much because they think, oh, it's because of this dude. While in reality, you did put a lot as well. You know, as a
exactly.
streamer.
And I think that I have purposefully put enough distance between me and Penta during times that it was necessary that I've kind of curated my own chat. So back then, he was on Wrangler all the time, and I was leading the blocks with Tony. So I wasn't on my cop character because A, I didn't have one, and B, whatever. I was enjoying Hooker. And then whenever I got a cop character, he went to go play Mike a lot. And my chat was always like, yo, get on Hooker.
Yeah.
And I was and I'd get hoppers from Penta and they'd be like, get on Hooker, get on Hooker. And I never ever want to be accused of metagaming unironically.
Yeah, same.
It's okay to joke about it. I don't care. I never want to be accused of metagaming unironically. I never want to be accused of only playing a character because someone else is on.
100%.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah,
I literally did Hooker for like 7 months without Mike.
Yeah.
I will play Hooker when I want.
Because they're like, oh, get on 40. This dude's around. I'm like, nah. Makes me not want to play even more, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
you just never want to. You'd never want to have that connotation ever. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's funny because Bloom and Wrangler really did not like each other there at the end. Bloom was constantly seeking his approval.
That was cute.
Wrangler was disappointed in firing Bloom, and
yeah, I like how the Wrangler clear dynamic. No other character was like clear. You're not. He said like a bunch of he just said a bunch of negative stuff just because. And in the end, you said, "Well, I said all that because I want you to prove me wrong because I know you can do it." It's like oh, it's such a good dynamic instead of like all the usual like I believe you, which is nice, but like it's nice having like different like dynamics. Yeah. Also, his chat said, "Oh, go on."
Crap. Oh yeah, that's a little rule I have too. Is if someone permas their character or has a second character, I treat them polar opposite of the other character. So it's like you know how Rose perma'd and she brought Kid in.
Yeah.
Well, Bloom was always so sweet to Rose and stuff and whatnot. And then right off the rip, I heard her voice, and Bloom was just mean to Kit because I was just like,
gonna do that too.
I was like, she got a taste of nice Bloom, so now she needs a taste of mean Bloom. You know, like
I'd be like,
why not?
yeah. It's always nice to be like have that range.
Yeah, and someone said Paul and Saul, perfect example.
Oh,
Bloom,
me too.
Very good friends with Paul.
Me too.
Is mean to Saul, exactly.
Well, I found my pog said people decide to stay on their own, and that's all on you. You see, you can get rated.
It's hard to realize that,
and like you think like, oh, it's because this person rated me that like I'm doing pretty well, but it's their own choice to like stick around if they want to.
Well, that's why I got a bit of an ego because Penta never hosts anyone. Penta, in my time in GTRP, I think Penta hosted me 3 times total, and one of them was because he pawned off a case on Bloom. He was so tired.
I think he said to me as well.
Yeah, he said, Bloom, can you stay up and work this? And I was like, I'm tired, man. And he goes, can you stay up and work this? And I was like, fucking all right, because Bloom will do anything for Wrangler.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, whatever. I stayed up, and then he hosted me because he felt bad. And other than that, better though. Yeah. Yeah. Someone brought this up in chat. Someone brought this up in chat. Everyone, every single night. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but every single night Penta was ending, everyone would spam host Moose, and Penta would say, because y'all are telling me to do it, I'm not gonna do it. Every single day. And one day he hosted Coil. That will probably never happen again. But he hosted Coil, and then Coil was ending. And Coil goes, well, I'm ending, so where do y'all want to send me? Like, where do y'all want to go? Because I'm ending. And everyone's like, send us to Moose. And Coil's like, who the fuck is Moosebrother?
Moosebrother. Oh, is that,
Yeah.
that's your sub
That's from the
sound.
clip. Yeah.
That's where it
Yep.
came from.
And
The
then
origin.
then he sent me over there, and Penta was cussing because he didn't want to host me. So, but I got the host through Coil, so I got even more of a host. It was,
Oh, I
so
remember that. I remember that. I actually do. I don't know
yeah.
how I remember it. Maybe I was part of the raid as well. And I was like, oh my god, he's about to get double raided. I think I
Yep,
was
all
part of
because
it.
Penta didn't want to host me.
Oh, actually,
So yeah, it's nice knowing that I've made it without that many Penta hosts. I think I've gotten hosted by Kyle once. So it's like I kind of have that I don't have that imposter
Matilda,
syndrome
thank
of
you again
like
for the 27
I only made it
monthly
because
sub.
Penta hosted me a lot, you know?
Mm,
Which
you're just an
which I
entertaining
mean
guy.
definitely
I mean, even your
Penta helped me.
father
Let me just
and
get
your
that out
friends.
there.
Oh yeah.
Penta really helped me,
Oh, help me
but
100% too.
it wasn't from just host, which is nice, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like not like a whole, but like parts, pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got a question from someone. I
All
personally
right.
never seen Hooker, so what's your voice?
Is that the guy, chat? Could someone confirm if that's the guy? There's a guy that always wants to hear Hooker voice
Oh,
for certain reasons. Oh god,
oh, you don't
all
want to do
right.
it?
No, I'll do
How
it,
about
but
the other people don't know?
no, they want to hear it in my chat too. All right, here's Hooker
Alright,
voice. I don't do it that much
say your
anymore. It might be
catchphrase.
rusty. All right, let me do a warm up. All right, there we go.
That's her warm
Hello, hello, it's me, Hooker Block. Well, that's what she makes whenever she gets kicked or whatever. That's you know, she does a. So, what do
Okay.
God, I'm probably so rusty at this. It's a, hey, what up? It's me, Laura, or you can call me. What is it? It's a Hooker Block, AK, Bottle Block, AK, Worth the Block, AK, Laura Cock Womb Raider. There you go. That's
Oh,
the
there
thing,
you
right?
go. There you go.
Yeah, it's been so long since I said that. I couldn't even remember it. I'll do it
OMG,
one more
it's
time.
her.
One more time since now I remember it.
One
It's
more.
what up? It's me, Hooker Block AK. Fuck. Hooker Block AK, Bottom Block AK, Work the Block AK, Laura Cox, Womb Raider. There you go. That's
Thank you.
that's it.
Yeah, they
Yep.
mentioned you made fun of suspects using her voice the other day.
I was doing what with her
Yeah.
voice the other day?
You made fun of a suspect using her voice.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I just fall into that voice sometimes.
Yeah, I
That's
got
why
you.
Hooker's more of a self-insert, you know?
I think like everyone's character has somewhat of a self insert in their characters if they
Oh
play them
yeah.
enough. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Bloom has a lot of qualities that I have, but he also has a lot that I don't.
Yeah, like
Hooker, unironically, Hooker does not. I joke around and say Hooker has a lot of qualities. I don't know. I think Hooker just has the lack of filter more than Bloom does.
yeah, I can
I
hear
guess.
that. I can hear it.
Yeah. So I think Hooker's more of a self-insert with her words. I mean, I'm not telling people to shove their whole arm in me, but like, you know, just other shit. But
Yeah.
Bloom has a closer attitude to me than Hooker does for sure. Hooker's way too optimistic. Hooker thinks anything can go right if they set their mind to it. You know?
Yeah. I don't
Of
actually.
course we can get Mike out. Of course we can, because why wouldn't we be able to? There's only 20 cops, you know, stuff like that. Like Hooker's way more of an optimist.
I don't. Yeah, I remember those times. And then really, it leads to crazy stuff, though. It's great mindset. But you know, I feel like, it's fine to have like a self-insert character as long as like they still make choices. Because like people make like characters of like, for example, like Sasuke, right? But they're like trying to play into his the type of decisions he would make. Thinking about it. But like if you're playing yourself, as long as you like stick to your like in character stuff as well, you know, it's fine. Because like, you know, I feel like 40 Crystal has like parts of me. 40 with being all awkward and stuff, Crystal all nervous. And like you're not really able to play those characters if you didn't really understand how they would think or feel, you know? Yeah, so
100%.
yeah, I think
If
they
I
will play
was
well like that.
if I played Bloom like me, I wouldn't try to be suspending Juno, and I wouldn't be pissing people off intentionally. I'm fine with conflict in real life too, but I don't seek it, you know? Like I don't I don't want to have a fight with someone. I don't want to have a verbal altercation with someone.
Mhm.
I very much would rather just nod and go along with stuff. I'm pretty easygoing in real life. Someone in my chat said that uh that I Bloom's a debate lord, which he is. Bloom will
Mhm.
argue anything. In real life, if we disagree, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
care.
pretty real
Whatever
chill.
you, if you want to, the quality that me and Bloom do share about the debate lord thing is, if you want to be wrong, go be wrong. I don't care. Like, if we
Mhm.
disagree and I know I'm right or I think I'm in the right, sure, you're just lost. You know, I don't care. But Bloom will argue anything because I mean, that's kind of why he's good at court. I think that's why Bloom has a good time in court. Can you tip that glass down here? Can you
Yeah.
tip that glass?
Oh, you want some too?
Yeah, yeah. I'll open wide for you. You didn't shake it up. You didn't shake it up. I got all the watery bits.
Just take it all then.
Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Well,
That's plenty. That's plenty.
oh, flip. I put this aside. Well, you go chill. Listen, the time has passed so quick. It's right 2 a.m. I think we should move on to the next thing.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
go tell chat about like. Oh, actually, you got any questions, chat? Feel free to ask Moose Bro. I gotta be right back and get something, but I'll be right back. Thank you again. I'll be back.
I will open up both chats, so I have them both open, and I'll answer whatever. Yes, hooker is based on my knowledge on how to be a hooker. Also 4T loading up hooker while Bundy was trying to taser at the courthouse. Holy shit, that was a fucking clip and a half, man. That was good. Can I ask him what no, I'm not going to tell you what moose-splaining is in a different chat, Papa. There's a difference between debate lord and moose-splaining. Is this the clip? Let me pull this clip. I think this is the clip. Dude, look, she's quite literally she's quite literally Neo in this. Look at this. Oh god, it's so hard. She just sidesteps it.
Can I see that clip too? I think I know what clip you're talking about. Is that the courthouse? The one where like I
The
just like
courthouse escape.
move.
You just sidestepped it like Neo, man. Pancakes or waffles? Ooh. The stackability of pancakes sells me, but I'm also one of the people that pre-cuts the pancakes. I can't do the whole doing like cut it as you go. I cut it as a grid, and then I pour the syrup so it seeps down in.
Have you had like the waffles though? That's like sugar coated. I like having those as a
Hooker block.
I don't think I have.
Sand King.
Which one? Sand King?
I don't think I have
But I
had
do like
sugar waffles.
pancakes too. I haven't had pancakes and waffles in a long time. Unless it was like with I had waffles with condensed milk and peanut butter. That was good.
Condensed milk can be good. Have I ever forgotten what my character's motivation
get
is?
In that car in 2 seconds, I'm tasing you in the back of the head for it, so you don't make me
Forgotten?
Okay,
No. Have I strayed away from it to enable other RP? Yes. I'd say that Bloom is so different with Pond than not with Pond. So different. And I think that's okay because that's also part of the RP is that Pond makes Bloom a better human. Because
Yep.
God, Bloom is not a good person.
So good, so good. I love how like characters can just change another character, have that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, block party. I miss block parties too. Someone's using the block party emote.
Yeah, that's a good
times,
emote.
dude. Good times.
My offline screen on Twitch is the Burbado. Are you familiar with their artwork?
Yes,
Yeah,
I always said
great.
Burbadoo. Burbada. Okay, Burbado. Sorry.
I mean, it might be Burbadoo, but I've always said Burbado. Is Mike with all the leashes on all of us, you know? and then Hooker's
maybe.
yelling at someone.
Is it a
Here,
snowy one? I remember
have
the
it
snowy
somewhere.
one.
The snowy one's good too, where
Like a
we're
snowy
all in a
one.
circle.
Yeah.
Let me see. I might have the block one at the ready. I might not. Oh, I don't think I have the block one at the ready. Yes, I do. Hold. I'm gonna send this to you on Discord.
I
Hold.
got you.
That one. It's so good.
You remember that the flipping block time during like December when we tried like bring like the South Side for Christmas or something? Oh, it's so
Yeah,
cute.
save the South Side for Christmas, dog.
Yeah, those are good. That was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something about winter in RP is just better. I don't know why. I think the snow adds something too. It's a change of environment. I don't know, man. It's saving the South Side for Christmas, the cocaine arc with Hooker and Jimmy.
Right?
Just on the run arc. That after that was amazing. Yeah, I think it has to do with everyone's just comfy at their computer because it's too cold to go outside.
Yeah, everyone's kind of just chilling. I always had good moments and just like when it gets snowy and stuff. So even though it's hard to drive, I enjoy the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder if they're doing anything for October. Remember like how they would do events of like zombies during Halloween and everything?
Yeah, I actually I've missed every zombie event
Huh?
pretty much entirely. I showed up late last time because
Yeah.
I was just so bored. I was like, I'll log on, and then I
get
logged on
that
like
feel.
10 minutes before the nuke.
It's rough. It's rough. Next time, hopefully. I feel like the first one was really exciting. I enjoyed that a lot. It was crazy. Oh, I think we should move on to the next segment, though.
Well, I
Anything
got one
else?
question for
Go
you.
on. Oh, go on.
One for you, the host.
For me,
When are you gonna come to Austin and hang out with everyone?
I was.
You don't have to have a date. You don't have to have a date, but is it gonna happen ever?
I was kind of thinking of doing it right after TwitchCon.
Lady Hope's doing that. Lady Hope's
After
staying with
TwitchCon?
us after TwitchCon for Halloween. We're having Halloween parties. We're going out and doing Halloween stuff.
Oh,
It's something to think about, Crystal. I'm not gonna pressure you, but you know.
can you tell me the dates we can talk about later, maybe?
Yep. There's also HOA people doing the exact same thing. A lot of people after TwitchCon are coming over to Austin to stay for like a week or two.
Okay, I check out.
All right. We will talk about it later.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. That's what I was thinking. I thought like I might as well while I'm there, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of Europeans are thinking that. Like the people I'm staying with are like Toby and
Lady Hope's there too.
other people. Yeah, she's going to TwitchCon and then she wants to experience Halloween in America because apparently it's not that big if at
I
all in
haven't
England.
experienced at all.
Really? Okay. Well, I know that Penta's having a party, and we're all gonna attend. So.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay, I'll think about it. I appreciate it.
Yep, of course.
Okay.
Is it time to be at each other's throats while building towers?
Yes, it is time for that tricky
hell
time.
yeah.
I'll be there.
Let me.
Before that,
Ooh.
thanks again for coming for the podcast segment of the themagig. Yep. All right. Okay.
Everyone, I'm waving. You can't see it, but I'm waving to both chats. Everyone's waving. This was fun. I like. This is a great idea, Crystal, and I'm very thankful you invited me on.
Well, I'm glad you. Yeah, are enjoying. Yeah, I feel like we stayed too long at that part of the thing. That's okay.